And welcome to another tutorial by Mr. Patrimo. Today we are going to go over some of the basic settings in Google Classroom so we can get ourselves started. On the screen you will see my sample classroom right now. We have 4 toolbars at the top: the stream, the classroom, people, and grades. So let's start out for the stream. The stream is what students are going to see right away at the beginning. So you can share something with your class, you can add a comment, you can add a file using the add file right here, and it's very nicely integrated with Google Drive. You can also put in a YouTube link and other types of files like PDFs, whatever you need. Also, you have a setting right here where you can choose the students that you want to see this post. So right now I only have 1 student in my classroom, and I'm just going to leave it for all students to see the post. When I am done, I can type in blah, 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 whatever directions you want to say, and you can post. You also can schedule the post or save it as a draft. If you're not quite ready to post it yet, I recommend saving it as a draft. Or scheduling it, and that way you can work ahead and you can schedule it to be posted tomorrow morning. You can schedule it to be posted Thursday morning and get your whole week set up ahead of time if you would like. So the stream is where sometimes in middle school we run into some troubles, and that is students posting a lot of spam on your stream. And what I mean by spam is they will often post, "Hi, how are you?" and just a bunch of chit chat back and forth, and they fill up your stream. And sometimes that can be distracting for other kids, and so I often will turn that setting off. So up here in the corner, we'll go to the wrench symbol or your settings, and classwork on the stream. Right here under the stream, students can post and comment. This is the option that I recommend you set to only teachers can post or comment, unless you are confident that your students are going to keep all of the comments on task. So if you're pretty confident with that, then I would allow students to post and comment, or you can allow just comments only. But I prefer the only teachers can post or comment. I often spend a lot of time deleting spam comments by students, so this prevents all of that. So we can hit the save button, and that will change the content of the stream, and there you go. However, any previous posts or previous comments that the kids have already made will still stay visible for the entire class. So you notice this comment right here is still there, even though I changed the setting. And Mr. Uhouse is considered a student in my classroom. So in order for me to go back and clean up my stream, I'm going to have to click the little 3 dots here and go to delete on his comment. Or I can also mute him if he is doing a lot of nonsense and the rest of the class is on topic, and you just have one problem student that you need to mute. They will not be able to post on the stream anymore. So that can kind of be handy if you see that. Or you can give them a timeout and mute them for a day or 2 days and have that discussion with them about posting appropriate comments. So it's a handy tool. Other settings on the stream include you can change your class details, your subject, your room number, section, etc., etc. The class code right here, you can get back to where you can display or copy, but you can also reset the code or disable it. Now, my code is going public online, so when I'm done with my video tutorials, I'm going to come right back here and disable that code. That way, other teachers or other people on the internet who are watching this code will now be invalid. So I will only do that after I'm done recording all my tutorials. I will come back right here to this and disable my code. Show deleted items. Only teachers can view deleted items. I like to leave that on so I can see everything that's been deleted. Guardian summaries. Guardians is a tricky piece on Google Classroom. I've never found it useful. It's difficult to use. They don't get to see the stream. They don't get to see every assignment. It's just clunky and it needs to be reworked. So I recommend not using the Guardian feature at all. It's a lot of work to invite the Guardians. They have to accept, and it just is not, it doesn't give you back the necessary tools for contacting and interacting with guardians and letting them see what's on your classroom. So that's just my opinion. You can of course try your Guardian sample summaries and Guardian contacts if you choose. Grading, your grading options here, overall grade calculation. I like to leave that as total points because I do not keep my full grade in Google Classroom. I keep my full grade in Infinite Campus. So when I put an assignment on Google Classroom, I will transfer that grade into Infinite Campus one assignment at a time. If you would like to keep your entire grade book here, you can make categories and weight them by categories, or you can do total points if you are if you set them all up for total points. Or if you don't want this to be an issue, you can select no overall grade. But I like to do total points. That way students can see their progress and see their points. And the point values make sense to students. So the next feature is show overall grade to students. I like to leave that turned on so that they can see their own grade. And then of course, here's grade categories. If you're going to weight by category, you'll need to add some categories and start weighting. All right, so that is the basic class settings for Google Classroom. You have your classwork. I'm going to discard this because I had that sample post. Classwork, here's the summary of all your classworks, and I have a draft saved here, and my first assignment is the Ancient Greek quiz, which I assigned March 17th. It is due March 17th at 3 p.m. I can go back in here and edit this, delete, or copy the link and send it out in email. So if I want to change my due date, I can go into edit, and right here I have the option to change this, and I can either remove the date altogether and have no due date at all and have it open-ended, or I can go back into the calendar and select maybe it's due Wednesday, and then you have an optional time. You can close this out, say 5 p.m., which really helps with distance learning. It gives them a deadline, and they will be able to see that deadline. Topics, you can create topics and add them to this if you want to keep your different posts sort of categorized. You can add a topic to there. And here is your rubric. If you have a summative post that you're gonna make and you need to add that rubric here, right here is the spot to add that. And you can create a rubric or import it from Sheets. So if you have your rubrics either on Sheets or Microsoft Excel, I recommend putting those in, converting them to a Google Sheet, and then importing it right from Sheets. It's very low work. It's really easy and a great feature to have. Your points value right here, you can edit how many points an assignment is worth or leave it ungraded. And again, for all students, or you can pick the certain students this assignment applies for. The last setting is for grade importing. Classroom can import grades for assignments. Grade importing automatically limits each form to 1 response per user. So you cannot, if you're going to do this option, you cannot let them respond more than once. And it also collects their email addresses and restricts to your domain. So if you want this open to many other people, you'll have to leave this grade importing off, but grade importing can be kind of useful. So I'm going to save that setting, and sorry about the notification on my phone. The next section is people, and we kind of briefly went over that, and there's nothing new on the settings for this. Invite teachers, invite students, and you can, again, this email all guardians. Once the student has joined your class, you're going to have the option to invite the guardian, and you can click there and type in their email. Like I said, it's kind of a lot of work. You'll have to go into Infinite Campus and copy and paste. You'll have to look up one student at a time at their information and copy and paste the guardian email in order to invite them. And I just found that it wasn't very useful for me. So if you'd like to play around with that, certainly, and you can see if you can. The email all guardian feature really can be helpful, especially distance learning. The last category is grades. So you will see that I do not have any grades yet, and this will keep their overall grades for you on assignments, and this can be very handy. If you're going to do a set of assignments, it will give you the total amount of their grade right here, and then you can take this and print this out, or edit it directly into Infinite Campus. So I think that is about it for the basic settings. And I thank you for watching another tutorial, and have a nice day.